Welcome to Empowerment Radio. My name is Dr. Friedemann, and I'm so glad that you decided to join me. Empowerment Radio is about giving you the insights, tools, and solutions to address some of the most challenging aspects of our daily lives. So sit back, relax, and empower yourself. Welcome back. We're here with Dr. Susan Shumsky. And Susan, just tell the listeners and the viewers the website where they can find out more about your offerings, your books, I think you also offer sacred journeys, all those wonderful things.
Yes, the websites are drsusan.org. That's drsusan.org. And also I have another website, divinetravels.com. That's DIVINETRAVELS. That's plural on travels, divinetravels.com.
And where is your next trip going to?
The next one will be the Chariots of the Gods cruise, which will be March 7th to the 14th of 2021, sailing from Orlando to the Yucatan with some extremely famous speakers, including Eric von Daniken and many others.
Wow, that's cool. That's great. So we talked just about the still small voice inside and being connected to the higher self. Now, how do you know when you listen to this that it is really coming from that place? Is it you live actually according to that guidance, or according to that intuition. And a lot of people ask me, well, how do I know that it's not my anxiety talking, or this part of me that just says, oh, the right thing to do is ... but maybe it's coming from a hiding place, or maybe it comes from a more ego place. How do you distinguish that?
Right. So there's four basic places that these messages might be coming from: the spiritual world, the mental world, the astral world, or the environmental world. Spiritual world means being connected with spirit with a capital S, with your higher self, with deities, angels, archangels, divine beings, ascended masters. So that's the place I recommend that you get your messages from. But then there's also the ego and the wishful thinking, which is erroneous. And there is the mental, just sort of our past beliefs, habits, and conditions that are influencing us. And then there is the environment, people around us, peer pressure, just also the general humanity, human beliefs, things like money is the root of all evil would be an example of that, or women are inferior to men, or certain races are inferior. These types of things influencing us. And also the astral world, which is discarnate entities, faker spirits, spirits that are trying to control us, demonic beings. So obviously we only want to get our messages from the spiritual world. And that's the reason why I've developed a 10-test system. It's an entire system that would take me 3 hours to teach. So I can't quite teach that right now in 5 seconds, but you can learn that from...
read about it?
Yes, you can read about that in Awaken Your Divine Intuition would be one of the books. You can read about that. Awaken Your Divine Intuition. Also, a book called Divine Revelation. You can look in that book. And in those books, I teach these tests that you can learn how to, so you can distinguish and discern between that true voice of spirit and other voices in your mind.
Great. And so once you have this, tuning in ability, then like you do, you can actually make major decisions and even small decisions according to that voice. And I think, that's how you live your life.
Right. And as I was saying before the break, it's important that we learn this skill. It's something that is teachable, and it's something that is learnable. And you can learn this skill through reading my books. You can learn this skill. Other people teach it as well. I'm not the only person. But it's something that you can learn and that you can practice. And I say practice, 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 practice every day. The more you practice, the better you get at it. And the important thing, Dr. Friedemann, is for people to understand, don't be afraid to make a mistake. When you first learn to play the piano, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. It's not going to sound very harmonious. People are, around you, you're kind of driving them crazy with listening to these horrible sounds that are coming out of the piano.
Yeah.
But once you practice, 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 you get really good at it. So same thing with intuition. You'll get better at it with more and more practice.
So what would be a good practice to get started?
Meditate, go into meditation. And then when you're in that deep state of meditation, start a dialogue with your higher self. Begin to ask questions and ask them verbally, ask them audibly. And then take the deep breath, do the do nothing program, and receive the answer. And the more and more and more you do that, the better you get at it. It's like any other skill, like I said. It just takes practice. And don't be afraid to make a mistake. You're going to make mistakes at first. It's okay.
Now, you mentioned there was a affirmation that could be very helpful with intuition, but also to go through this time.
Actually, this is what I call the self-authority affirmation. And this can help you, especially during this time when we are feeling, we might be feeling very out of sorts, like we're not even in our body, or we're not ourselves. And we're being greatly influenced by negative vibrations, fear, all kinds of concerns that people are having about their health and well-being, and also concerns about the police or, politics, whatever it is that we're concerned about. So this can really help you. And I highly recommend that you learn this affirmation and that you use it daily and possible a few times a day. And it goes like this: I am in control. I am one with God. I am the only authority in my life. I am divinely protected by the light of my being. I close off my aura and body of light to the lower astral levels of mind, and I open to the spiritual world. Thank you, God, and so it is.
Wow, that's powerful.
It is powerful.
Yeah.
It is really powerful.
Yeah, so for anyone who definitely wants to listen to this again, go to my YouTube channel. It will be right there. And yeah, definitely a wonderful and really, I mean, the vibration is, taking your own authority and being that master of your life in collaboration with spirit. That sounds exactly what so many of us right now need to hear and need to affirm. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Now, we only have a minute left, but is there anything that you would say in general that, because I was surprised in your book that according to Vedic astrology, this is not the time of the age of Aquarius, but somehow it feels like it. It feels like a lot is changing right now in this regard. It's a very intense time. Is there anything that you would, maybe from your perspective, from, your inner guidance, say about this time that can give us, hope or guidance?
The most amazing thing, I think, Dr. Friedemann, is that so many prophets and psychics and so on for decades have been saying, oh, the golden age is coming, the Aquarian age is coming, there's going to be this big shift in consciousness. We're all going to ascend, the ascension is coming, all these things people have been saying. And then amazingly, that's what's happening right now. The
It's awesome.
strangest way, a way
Yeah,
we never would have thought of, where
exactly.
people are being doing forced meditation. They're people are getting quiet. You know, the the entire world is at a standstill. And as a result, the entire consciousness of the earth has shifted dramatically. This is the ascension that we've all been waiting for. And it came as a gift of this horrible virus that's killing people.
I agree.
That the transformation is here, and we're having this revolution at this is causing this incredible revolution
Yeah.
of equality for all humanity.
And we are
So,
250 years ahead of time, ahead of schedule, according
well,
to the
age of
calendar.
Aquarius, that's a different thing.
But
But
whatever it is,
yes,
I
there is a lifting
completely
of
agree.
consciousness, a worldwide lifting and shifting of consciousness, and it's happening right now.
Well, and that's how we, I think, really have to affirm, appreciate, and embrace this time and not forget it as something we have to leave behind, but really take that energy and all the insights we're gaining about ourselves, about our neighbors, our brothers and sisters, and make that world exactly more equal, more just, and more sustainable for all beings. So thank you so much, Susan, for being here. And fortunately, we are out of time, but I would love to have you again on the show because there is so much more that we could talk about. And I really appreciate all the wisdom and all the teachings that you share with the world. Thank you.
Well, thanks for inviting me, Dr. Friedemann, and I'd certainly love to come back anytime.
Thank you. This was it again for Empowerment Radio. Tune in to the next show in 2 weeks. Thank you for continuously listening and willing to grow, to learn, and evolve. Goodbye. Hi, Dr. Friedemann here. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. If you're interested in learning more about fear and anxiety, here you'll find guided meditations, webinars, and interviews with some of the most renowned experts in the field of empowerment. Delve into the over 230 videos and more to come every week.